Hey everybody, Mr. Odom here, and I am going to work through problem 22 from section 9.4, volume of prisms. Love this problem. We're going to be doing a lot of different things that we've done earlier in the school year to help us solve this problem. So let's get started. So what I have here is a gas tank, and the gas tank is 20% full. So it's 20% full right now. And at $3 per gallon, we need to figure out how much does it cost to fill the tank, right? And what do I know? I know that 1 gallon equals 231 cubic inches, right? So all that's going to be important information for us to help us solve this problem. All right. So I wrote down some steps over here, and I want to follow these steps. So step one says, first ensure that the units of measurement are the same for the dimensions of the gas tank. Because if I look at my dimensions right here, this is 11 inches, but these two dimensions are in feet. All right, so if I want to calculate volume, which since this section is talking about volume of prisms, I'm probably going to have to do that. I probably should change these units so that they are all the same. In my recommendation, which you don't have to take, but I recommend that you change the units from feet, change these units from feet to inches. The reason I say that is because if you want to change 11 inches into feet, you would have to take 11 divided by 12, and you get this 0.916 repeating feet. You have this repeating decimal, which it's hard to do math in your calculator with repeating decimals, so we're going to stay away from that for this problem. All right, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my length, because it's a rectangular prism, my width, and my height. All right, so 1.25 feet. How many inches is that? Well, it's 1 foot, so I already know it's 12 inches, plus 1/4 of a foot, which is 3 inches. Okay, so 1.25 feet, that's going to be 15 inches. What about 1.75 feet? Well, again, 1 foot is 12 inches plus 70 or 0.75 feet. How many inches is that? That is going to be 9 inches. So 1.75 feet is 21 inches. Okay, and so now I can say that my width is going to be 21 inches and my length is going to be 15 inches. All right, so we have taken care of step one. Put that 2 back over there. All right, so this was step one. All right, so step two. Let's see if we can figure this out. How much empty space is there in the tank? So if I fill the tank all the way up to the top, it would be 100% full, right? But it's not 100% full. It's only 20% full. So how empty is it? Okay, so let me type this in here. So how empty is the tank? Right? So how empty is this tank? If it's 100% full, when it's got all the gas in there, and now it's only 20% full, so the tank is 80% empty. All right, we're going to use this value in future steps, like the next one. So for step three, we want to calculate the volume of the empty space. So what formula do I use? I use the volume equals area of the base times the height. But now I only want 80% of this volume because that will give me the empty space. So I multiply both sides by 80%. But I'm not going to leave this as a percent. I need to change it into a decimal. So I move the decimal 2 places to the left. So now I'm going to have 0.8 times the volume. Put that in black. 0.8 times the volume equals 0.8 times the area of the base times the height. All right, so we can calculate this pretty easily. 0.8, and the base is, let me highlight the base. We'll use this color. So the base, we'll use this as our base. And that's just multiplying the length times the width. All right, so we'll multiply the length times the width, and then we'll multiply that by the height. All right, so let's do that. The length is 15. The width is 21. And this part right here gives me the area of the base, capital B, times the height, which is 11. And that gives me my height. And so my answer here is going to be, when you multiply all that together, 2,772 inches cubed, because remember, this is volume. All right, so the volume of 80% of this tank is 2,772 inches cubed. You can check that on your calculators. All right, so the next part, part 4. What do we have to do in this part? Well, it says use a conversion between gallons and cubic inches to calculate how many gallons of gas you need. So if I know that 1 gallon of gas, I have 1 gallon of gas, and that takes up 231 cubic inches of space, then how many gallons of gas take up 2,772 cubic inches of space? All right, and we can use one of our friendly products that we used before, the cross products property, and so I'm going to do that, and that would give me 2,772 inches cubed times 1 equals 231 inches cubed times x. And then we get x by itself, divide both sides by 231 inches cubed. That way things cancel over here, and I get x equals 12. And my units for that are going to be gallons. Okay, so I know 2,772 cubic inches is the same as 12 gallons. All right, so we're almost done. The last thing I have to do is figure out how much does 12 gallons of gas cost. 12 gallons of gas times $3 for every gallon of gas. And I do that, and the units cancel out, so I end up with an answer of $36 Okay, so that's how much you're going to pay for gas to fill up your tank. All right, so problem 22. Work through those steps. Um, Usually, problems like this show up on quizzes and tests, so make sure that you are comfortable in being able to solve this. All right, so this is Mr. Odom. Hopefully, you learned something today, and I will see you soon. I'm out.